word itself authentic. So it's truth, it's legitimate. So let's read the definition of authentic assessment. What does really mean when we say authentic assessment? So authentic assessment, it gives students situation, course, and real world which require them to apply the relevant skills and knowledge. So when we say authentic assessment, it is a performance-based learning in which the students will possess their knowledge and skills in real-world scenario. So one of the example of authentic assessment is the role-playing, the real-world tasks like project-based learning, and also the portfolio learning, in which they are going to possess their creativity and ability.
So here's are the characteristics of authentic assessment. So number one, requires students to develop responses rather than to select from predetermined options. So for example, the authentic assessment is opposed to traditional assessment, which the traditional assessment has the lack of variability than authentic assessment. Second, elicit higher order thinking skills in addition to basic skills. So this means that basic skills is more than content in the authentic assessment. Third one is directly evaluates holistic projects. So the example of holistic project is this may include the performance of the learner. The fourth one is synthesizes with classroom instruction. Fifth one uses sample of student work portfolio collected over an extended time of period. So after the performance of the learner, they may make the portfolio after the extended time period of this school. So stems from clear criteria made known to students. So stem means originated. So the last allows for the possibility of multiple human judgment. So this opposes the MCQ or multiple choices questionnaire that may be
No.
Second to the last, allows for the possibility of multiple human judgment, which means pwede niya siya ma-swap into role playing, which is ma-allow ang mga bata to have a physical or have the performance task. So the last one is teaches students to evaluate their homework, and that's all.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, classmates. This is the continuation about 7 criteria selecting a good performance assessment task. The teachability. The task allow one to master the skill that one should be proficient in or refers to the student capacity and willingness to learn new knowledge, skills, and concept. Example, ikaw ay palaging nakikinig sa klase. Tapos hindi ka nahiya magtanong kung meron kang hindi naiintindihan. Siyempre, ikaw yung masigasig at determinadong matuto. Kaya nagagawa mo ng maayos at anuman ang gawain o activity na ibinibigay sa iyo. Sa multi-focusing naman, the task measures multi-instructional outcomes or performance assessment should evaluate students across multiple focus areas or foci of learning. Ang multi-facility, multiple focus. So, this provides a more comprehensive picture of their abilities. Rather than just testing a narrow set of skills or knowledge. Example, in a writing performance assessment task, aspects such as organization, grammar, vocabulary, and student creativity can be evaluated. Sa scoreability naman is, the task can be reliability and accurately evaluated or assessment task should be designed for fair and objective scoring. This ensures the evaluation process is fair, transparent, and not overly dependent on subjective judgment. Example, sa isang gawain ng pagtatasa ng performance ng pagbibilang, maraming gumagamit ng rubric na may mga tumutukoy na pamantayan at puntos para sa bawat aspekto, para ito ay malinaw at patas na performance sa bawat mag-aaral.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, classmate. My topic is all about the 5-mode assessment. So there are 5 mode assessment. First, number one is performance-based assessment. Performance-based assessment is a form of assessment that require students to demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and abilities by completing a task or creating a product. So, ang performance-based assessment kay nag-measure siya kung paano ang isa ka estudyante na ma-apply ilahang knowledge, skills, and abilities to authentic problems. For example, of performance-based assessment is all about science experiment. Ang estudyante kay nag-conduct o design an experiment to understand a scientific concept, then present their findings and conclusion. Number 2, oral assessment. Oral assessment is a form of assessment that evaluates students' knowledge, understanding, and communication skills through a verbal interaction or dialogue. So, ang oral assessment daw can be a powerful and effective tool for evaluating a wide range of skills, particularly communications and critical thinking. For example, of oral assessment kay ang mga estudyante kinahanglan mo magpresentar bahin sa usa ka topic na gihatag sa ilang maestra na o nga ilahang ituunan, and the teacher and classmates give a feedback and opportunities for the presenter to demonstrate their knowledge and adaptability. And lastly, written assessment. Written assessment is a form of evaluation that requires students to demonstrate their knowledge and understanding. So, ang written assessment ay isang mahalagang tool na ginagamit upang matamasa at suriin ang kakayahan, kaalaman at pag-unawa ng isang tao sa isang partikular na paksa o larangan. Ang mga paguntahing benepisyo ng written assessment ay may 3. Number 1 ay pagsukat ng akademikong kakayahan. Ang written assessment tulad ng mga exam, quiz at essay ay nagbibigay paraan upang masamasa ang taas na pag-unawa at kakayahan ng isang tao sa isang partikular na paksa. Number 2, pagbibigay ng feedback. Ang mga komento at tunay na ibinibigay sa mga written assessment ay nagbibigay ng malinaw na feedback sa mga strengths at weaknesses ng isang tao upang makatulong sa kanilang pag-unlad. At lastly, pagsulong ng kritikal na pag-iisip. Ang pagsulong ng kritikal na pag-iisip ay ang pagsagot sa mga essay at open-ended na tanong sa written assessment ay naghihikayat sa mga tao na gumagamit ng kritikal na pag-iisip at pagsusulit. Observation and checklist. Observation and checklist is teachers systematically observe students' behaviors, skills, and participation during classroom activities. So, ang observation and checklist kay isang mahalagang aspeto ng pagsasagawa ng mga pananaliksik at pagtutas ng mga problema. Narito ang aking pangyayari o sitwasyon. Ang mga solusyon ay nakakatulong upang makakuha ng mga datos at impormasyon na maaaring gamitin sa pag-aaral pagbukas ng problema. Sa checklist naman ay isang listahan ng mga partikular na bagay o gawain na dapat sundin o gawin. Ang mga checklist ay nakakatulong upang matiyak na ang lahat ng kailangang hakbang o elemento ay naisagawa o na isa-alang-alang. Number 5, journals and reflections. Journals and reflections, students maintain written records of their learning process, challenges, and insights, fostering metacognition and self-awareness. So, sa journal and reflection naman, ay mga mahalagang tool na nagbibigay sa mga tao na mag-isip, mag-analisa at mag-reflect sa kanilang mga karanasan, bagulan at pagkatuto. Sa journal writing ay ang proseso ng pagsulat ng mga pansariling tala, mga puna, mga observation sa isang regular na batayan. Ito ay nagbibigay sa mga tao na mag-record ng kanilang mga kaisipan, damdamin, at mga pangyayari sa kanilang buhay. At sa analysis, ang journal at reflection ay mga mahalagang tulad na nagbibigay din sa mga tao na mag-isip ng malalim, mag-analisa at mag-reflect sa kanilang mga natutunan. That's all.
Okay, so now we're going to discuss the 7 criteria expecting of good performance assessment. So first is authenticity. The task is similar to what the students might encounter in the real world as opposed to encountering only in the school. So this means na kung unsa ka original, unsa ka relatable ang imong assessment sa real world. And the next is feasibility. The task is realistically implementable in relation to its cost, space, time, and equipment requirements. So this means that kung unsa siya ka relatable sa students based sa cost, sa kung asa magbuhat ng ugalos na buhaton ang assessment. And then next is generalizability. The likelihood that the student's performance on the task will generalize to comparable tasks. So this means that kung unsa dali ang imuhang ihatag sa assessment sa bata. And then the last one that I will cover is fairness. The task is fair to all the students regardless of their social status or gender. So dapat maghatag ka og assessment sa mga students is fair lang dapat base sa inyong social.
So once again, good evening, it's everyone. So by the way, I am Shami Unica Iwag. So as assigned for me to discuss is all about form of performance-based assessment. So when we say performance-based assessment is an evaluation approach that focuses on measuring someone's ability to apply their knowledge in the real world instead of solely testing knowledge acquisition. So by demonstrating their understanding of topic task, learners are required to put what they've learned into practice through activities such as presentation, experiment, and simulation. Okay, so first is project-based assessment. So project-based assessment are a form of evaluation where students learn by actively engaging in projects that require them to apply what they've learned in class. So also allow students to develop a deeper understanding of complex concepts. So example, like a student can use research to write an article or create a presentation or even film a video in the style of a breaking news report, just like that. Okay, so and next is portfolio assessment. So portfolio assessment is allow students to see their progress over time and reflect on their learning. They also provide teachers with a more comprehensive picture of student learning than than traditional assessment. Okay, so like for example, student collected sample of their work throughout the semester. So this will be including essays, presentation, and reflection on their learning progress. So as a teacher, this portfolio assessment allowed me to assess student understanding of K concept as well as their critical thinking, writing, and presentation skills. Okay, so the last one is simulation assessment. So the simulation assessment are a form of evaluation where students participate in an activity that replicates a real-world scenario. So like for example, the student will present a role play.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. My name is Brian Mikalan, and I am now the last recorder of our group, which means the assigned topic is now the last topic, which is the portfolio assessment. So, let me mount first the description of portfolio assessment. So, let me read first the description. So, portfolio assessment, this is a systematic or organized collection of a student's work that demonstrate the student's skills and accomplishment. So it is the first purposeful collection of work that tells us the story of the student's progress and achievement in relation to a purpose. So now let's define what is portfolio assessment. So what is portfolio assessment? So portfolio means portara means carry, and folio means sheet of paper. So, like for example, when you applying in the work, so you need some documents of yourself and a sheet of paper to interview for a job. And of course, for another example, when you hear when some attorney, when you see some attorney when they in the court, they have or carry some documents in her file of their people. So that is the example of portfolio assessment. So now always remember that the portfolio assessment, it is the alternative way of assessing a student's achievement or audiences in other different purposes. So for like example, always remember that the portfolio assessment is not a mere collection of compilation of a student's work. So meaning, portfolio assessment dili ni siya kanang ebidensya kung sa kanang collection sa student work. Meaning, mo lang ni siya ang kanang process sa ang growth sa isa ka tao or isa ka students. Like for example, let's give an example of a kinder pupil. So, like for example, the kinder pupil, for the first day of her school or the first grading is, kabalo pa siya musulat o kanang sa iyang name, but first name lang. So, wala na siya first kanang evidence or kanang collection sa isa kaniya ka process. So within the next week or within the hapit na in the middle of the set or the school, nahinahinay na niya nakuha na iyang first name or na-complete na niya, compile na iyang first name or kabalo na siya sulat. So wala na siya kanang collection sa iyang progress, sa iyang growth, anang mga ideas. So now, let me read first my research about this. So according to my research, portfolio assessment is more than a collection of documents, like I said. So it is a collection of various forms of evidence of achievement of learning outcomes. So in practical terms, students' portfolio assessment is a combination of reports, quizzes, reflection, papers, and others. So together with the student's reflection on his and her learning on strengths and weaknesses. So now, for example, the students required some projects or diba sa It becomes useful, widely used, assessing progress when students document the process of learning. So now, again, it is not a mere collection of compilation of a student's work. It is just a full first collection of students that exhibit the students' effort, progress, and achievement in one. So, students' participation is selecting a criteria of selection, criteria for judging, and evidence for self-reflection. So later on, we will discuss that. So let me move the other definition of portfolio assessment. So portfolio assessment includes writing samples, journals, entrance, videotapes, art, teacher comments, poster, interviews, poetry, task results, problem, solution recordings, of foreign language, communication, self-assessment, and etc. So, di ba sa atong portfolio, dapat nagsulod sa kanatawa ng mga quizzes, mga exam, importante mo na siya sa isang student. So, dapat, one mo na siya na example na dapat nakasulod sa iyong portfolio. So, murang mo na siya pinag-isa na or folders, tanan mo document sa iyong growth, sa iyong klase, or anak. Then, the second one is a photograph, audio tapes, or video tapes, computer, or desk e-portfolio. So, e-portfolio means electric portfolio, so meaning para siyang sa computer or sa Google, di ba? Sa Okay, now let's move on to the next type. So, let's go to our types of portfolio. So, now, the types of portfolio have a three meaning, but before that, let me just discuss to you what is the portfolio includes. So, di ba nakasulat naman dili ang mga naduha or nakadisay tulo na I don't have any pencil pen, but iwan na ako. So, ang number one na portfolio includes the artifacts. So, when you say artifacts, the documents or products that are produced as a result of academic classroom work. So, that academic classroom, so artifacts, it means document or products that we result from academics. So, for example, mga exams, quizzes, assignments, summative, mo na siya ang example sa mga artifacts. Basta kay academic classroom works. Next is the reproduction. So, reproduction means documentation of a student's work or meaning the outside of classroom work. So, for example, conducting project or report ginapakonduct mo or documentary mo kanang interviews sa ka-chairman. So, kana siya kanang mga ginaprovide mo ang kanang description sa iyong interview. So, mo na siya ang pasabot sa reproduction. So, always remember that the reproduction means doing your students' outside work, while the artifacts, which is number one, in the figures that I said, is the academic result inside the classroom. So the third one is the attestation. So meaning the teachers are the responsible persons documentation or attest progress. So ini siya meaning attestation. So meaning sa teachers documentation or feedback sa isa ka students or growth niya. So halimbawa ni nagkandak ang students o ganang thesis or oral defense skills sa thesis na each students have a teacher's feedback or ano, so wala siya, pwede na siya i-connect as evidence sa mga portfolio. So, the last one is the production. So the production students themselves prepares, they have a three include objectives here. So the goal assessment, reflection, and the caption or description. So the goal assessment is how you ask yourself, so the progress about what you, so sa imo na naimon sa imong progress, sa imong growth, isa ka for semester ang sa imong klase. Then sa reflection, meaning sa imong students' work. So reflection sa imong sarili anak. And then the last one is the caption, so which it means each evidence or activity you have to describe or explain your idea of it. Okay, so now let's move on to this type of portfolio, which is the assessment, developmental or growth, and best work. So, assessment is the intended to document what is a student has learned based on the intended learning outcomes. So, over time. So, una siya, katay katong, like, for example, katong sa kinder, pinakauna, in the first place, kay iya pa lang na, bawa na pag-sulat niya, kay first day pa lang. So, nagkatugay, mag-out na siya mo, sulat sa iyang complete things. So, ano siya. So, and the last one is the best work, so also known as a showcase portfolio or display portfolio, so represents the student's most outstanding work. So, dirita una sa showcase portfolio. So, kini siya, it is a evidence of students' activity beyond school. So, this is now the students' proof for the best effort or respect of learning outcomes. So, syempre, taga-isa sa imong students, di ba naman din na siya change or developmental growth sa kung sa iyang progress good, which is ano din siya sa kanang effort niya, ang sa iyang na best na kanang natunan per May. And then, sa the last one, the display portfolio represents each year, year by year, the process of each year in order to document students' growth, every useful, helpful, or parent teacher. So, siya ka ng para sa tuwang college or high school or elementary from grade 1 to grade 6. So, over the year, na pagkasunod kay pwede na siya mo na siya ma-evidence din mo sa imong paghatag sa parents sa isa ka estudyante. So, what if na namunta na ang imong iyang mama naman, pwede ka mamunta na sa kanang manong gani ang sa bata, na. So, kanang isa sa imong portfolio assessment, pwede na mo na siya maipakita as evidence sa bata na okay, so now let's have the essential elements. So essential elements have a number 1 cover letter, number 2 table of contents, number 3 entries, dates of entries, drafts or oral and written products and revised versions, and the last one is the reflection. Okay, so let's go first in the cover letter. So, cover letter, so muna siya, diba, ang pinakaunang sa portfolio. So written, pwede na siya mabutang sa pinaka-event or pinaka-atabangan sa portfolio sa isang kabata. So, it talks about the author. So, syempre, ita. Then, show what portfolio about the progress of the learning. So, muna siya ang kanang summarize sa portfolio sa isang student. So, now, the table of contents, of course, kabila naman tayo sa table of contents, kaya makita man natin sa libro, kaya di ba ka ng mga contents. So, muna siya, makita niya, it contains number pages each of your portfolio. So, number 3, entries. So, muna siya, both core, of example, the students have included the optional student's choice or required to provide a common base on which to make decisions. So, muna siya mag-represent sa kanang isang uniqueness good sa each students sa ilang work. So, muna siya ang increase. So, they already increase. So, muna siya kanang facilitate or kanang development growth over a time. So, or kanang sunod-sunod na mga proper sa iyang assessment. Then, 5, the draft or oral, the written products and revised. So, of course, oral products first draft. So, for example, let us set from the oral defense or kanang mga essay, required, for example, the requires sa teacher na mag-oral about English. So, pwede na niya pinakauna first niya himo, kaya pwede niya mahimo sa mother tongue, kaya mag-isip siya. So, pero in the over time, nag-process niya or nag-growth niya development, learning outcomes ng isa ka project, pwede na niya mag-buta or mag-collect na rin. So, the last one is the reflection. So, it includes students' performance of their feelings regarding of their progress. So, of course, respect na to sa ang mga best effort ng hatag sa students. So, now let's go to the last stage of portfolio assessment. So, this is now the stage and implements portfolio assessment phase. So, the stage 1, identifying learning outcomes. So, of course, isa ka students, kabalo di ba na goal na to sa isa ka teacher na mahit na to ang goal sa kung ganahan ng ma-achieve sa isa ka students. And then, the stage 2, introducing the idea pod na kabalo ang mga parents kung sa mga buhato kung sa dapat ang nakasulod sa imong portfolio. Siyempre, sila kubaya ang mong help sa kuha. And then the last one, which is the stage 6 development